Hi there, and welcome to this day in history for May 25th. May 25th is the 145th day of the year in the Gregorian calendar, 146th in leap years, with 220 days remaining to the end of the year. Today's word is ambition. Ambition is a noun that means a strong desire to achieve or succeed in a particular goal or endeavor, as in, her ambition to become a renowned scientist never wavered, or his ambition to find a better way benefited many people. Interestingly, the original use of the word ambition from the original Latin through French and into Middle English was as a pejorative term, a negative term, having to do with inordinate or overreaching desire or arrogance, and has only evolved into a neutral or even positive connotation in more recent times. Isn't that interesting? First known use of the word ambition is in the 1300s. Ambition. And with that, this is apparently the time of year that Halley's Comet makes its appearance, about every 75 to 79 or so years. And May 25th in the year 240 BC is the first recorded perihelion passage of the periodic comet that would later come to be called Halley's Comet. There may have been a recording of it as long ago as 467 BC, but the description wasn't quite enough to say, oh yeah, that's what it was. But the record and description of the appearance of the comet in 240 BC was clearly Halley's Comet. Frank Richard Osnowicz was born to a family of puppeteers in England on May 25, 1944. From there, the family moved to Belgium for a few years and then to the United States in 1951, ultimately settling in Oakland, California. While he really wanted to be a journalist, he followed in his parents' career path, working as a puppeteer. He met and began working with Jim Henson when he was a teenager, and somewhere along the way he came to be known by a shorter name, and we know him today as Frank Oz. He's particularly known for the characters of Miss Piggy, Fozzie Bear, Animal, and Sam Eagle on The Muppet Show, and Grover, Cookie Monster, and Bert on Sesame Street. Bert and Ernie. Oh, Bert. He's been in some 34 or so movies, some in which he played multiple characters, and 11 TV shows, again with the multiple characters. He's also participated on some video games and appears as director or producer on about 17 works, plus having won a bunch of awards. Still alive and still working, Frank Oz turned 79 in 2023. Before we get on with the song of the day, let me say that I'll include a link to a previous episode for May 25th in case you'd like to see what I talked about in a previous episode for this date. Today's song is If You Want to Be Happy by Jimmy Soul. Originally written by Raphael de Leon in the 1930s with the title Ugly Woman, this version was adapted, retitled, and released in 1963 by Jimmy Soul. If you don't know this song, you have to click over and listen to it. It's a riot. The premise is that a pretty woman would attract attention from other men, whether she meant to or not, causing distress to her own man. The songwriter's solution to that then was to suggest marrying an ugly woman. I hear this song was banned on some radio stations because of the references to ugly woman or ugly girl. And yet here it is, hitting number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 on May 25th, 1963, for the first of 2 weeks. If You Want to Be Happy by Jimmy Soul, link in the description. And I think that's going to do it for us today. Thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Feel free to share this video with a link in your email, messaging, or social media. If you enjoyed this series, you can check out the playlist that contains these videos. I'll put a link to that in the description. That description lives on YouTube, so for other platforms, I'll include a link to my blog page that's called No Really. You can also find me on Rumble, BitChute, and Getter. All those links in the description. Alrighty, that's all I can think of right now. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time. Do not disturb.
Okay, I turned Do Not Disturb on.
Good job. Third time better be a charm. There's no "the" there. One more time. Attracting. Just read the whole thing over. Are you making some sound? Get on out of here. And we're gonna edit that out. Don't alienate people who can be helpful to you. Flinging happiness all over the place. Alrighty, back to work. I think we got it this time.